What are the top 5 fastest growing religions in the United States? In 5th place, it's Christianity, the most followed religion in the US. However, its numbers are decreasing due to fewer people attending church and a growing number of individuals identifying as non-religious.
Wait. Because this is top 5 fastest growing, right? Meaning that it's still growing, but his statement saying that it's shrinking. So how does that work? Because if I read here, what is the fastest growing religion? And from the statement of, let me rewind.
What are the top 5 fastest growing religions in the United States? In 5th place.
So growing, does it mean that the size is actually growing? Or it's just simply referring to how many people converting in that religion? Because that's two different things. Because if there's a lot going out and there's a lot going in, if you just focus on what going in, it might be big, but it's net zero perhaps, right? Or even more shrinking. So that's interesting. I didn't understand. My first assumption is growing is meaning that the size is still getting bigger.
Place, it's Christianity, the most followed religion in the US. However, its numbers are decreasing due to fewer people attending.
So its number is decreasing, right? So that's interesting. Unless negative growth is still number 5. If that meaning, if there's only 5 religion, then that makes sense, because that even it's shrinking, that is number 5 in terms of growth. But I do believe there are more than 5 religion in the US. So this is, I'm not sure.
Attending church and a growing number of individuals identifying as non-religious. In 4th place, it's Buddhism, with a rise in followers driven by Asian immigration and an increasing number of Americans interested in its teachings.
Okay. So growing, meaning the size is getting bigger. It can be due to various reasons, because this video says due to people coming into the US. So meaning that the growth is contributed not just because of conversion, but people coming into the country. Okay.
In 3rd place, it's Sikhism, expanding rapidly thanks to immigration from countries like India. In 2nd place, it's Hinduism, growing due to increased South Asian immigration and rising interest among Americans in its spiritual teachings. And in 1st place, it's Islam, the fastest growing religion in the US and globally, centered on belief in one God, Allah, and living a life of peace, prayer, and charity. What's your religion? Comment below. What are the top...
Alright, so the top 4. Okay, Islam, this video didn't actually mention the reason for Islam top growth. But the 2, 3, 4, the video did mention about immigration, right? So in a country where, you know, the number of population is influenced by people coming in, obviously the growth tend to be related to the how much is coming in. And you would say that any of the top 4 religion mentioned here, the people coming into the country from all of these 4 religion would definitely contribute towards that religion becomes larger, relatively speaking. While it would be expected that Christianity will be shrinking, especially in terms of percentage-wise, unless there are also immigration from Christian people from other parts of the country, maybe from some, I don't know, Eastern Europe, etc. Yeah. So after watching this, it is interesting in the sense that, because the ranking is one thing, but how is it being measured or computed? Is it just number of population? Is it a relative percentage growth? Is it the magnitude itself, the growth of the magnitude? Yeah, just curious, so many questions, and I cannot really comment without those data, because it means differently. If you compute it this way, it means differently than they compute it this way, right? Yeah. But in terms of I do wonder, because this is the US, right? I do wonder if we do this on every single country. Is there any country in which the fastest growth actually is for the religion that is already the majority of the country? Because that would be difficult, meaning that, for example, in Malaysia, the biggest religion, the majority is Muslim. can Malaysia have Islam as the number one growing religion in that country? That would be an interesting feat to achieve, right? Theoretically, in Malaysia, that should be possible compared to, for example, let's say Egypt or UAE or Qatar, etc. Okay, not sure about Qatar or... Okay, let's leave alone those countries that is like mostly people coming in already. You know, there's a shift of that. Let's say Saudi Arabia, etc. Right? Meaning where the vast majority, the super majority of the country is officially Muslim. So for them to be the fastest growing, that's interesting. But for Malaysia, theoretically, it should be able to do that because the majority that we have is slight majority, like 60% or something like that, right? 60 to 70%. So there's like 30 to 40% that can actually become Muslim. So relatively speaking, compared to other Muslim majority country, especially in the Middle East, you know, Malaysia and Indonesia, it is still possible for Islam to be the fastest growing religion in an already Muslim majority country. Something to ponder. Thank you for watching. See you next time.